everyone. My name is Grace Gosserand. I am the former president for the Northwestern State University chapter of Alpha Lambda Delta in Natchitoches, Louisiana. And we're going to be talking to y'all a little bit today about how we collaborate for some of our campus opportunities, some of our campus partnerships. A lot of our events we actually do through collaborations to make connections as well. So we're going to talk to y'all a little bit like that. But I'm going to let my other two presenters introduce themselves. So Natalie, Anna, if y'all want to go ahead.
Hi, my name is Natalie Cook. I am the treasurer of Alpha Lambda Delta here at Northwestern. And like Grace said, we're just going to talk to you about some of our collaborations. And I'm going to go ahead and give it to Anna.
Hey everyone, I'm Anna McMillon, and I was the former scholarship chair of our chapter.
Cool, thanks y'all. All right, so whenever we're doing collaborative efforts on Northwestern's campus, our chapter specifically focuses on 3 different groups. We go with service, social, and academic resources. For each different type of collaboration that we do, or each different type of event that we do, there's different efforts you have to take into consideration. So for instance, with our service initiatives, we're really partnering with people who need our help. So, you know, we as a chapter may be benefiting by getting connections, but we are working to benefit whatever our service initiative is, whether that be working in our eLab, Butterfly Garden, whether that be working in the Natchitoches Parish community. And we'll talk a little bit about that later, as well as some of the other initiatives we do. With our social efforts, we are working with, you know, things on campus, such as getting our members out there, getting social, meeting each other. Our chapter is fairly big. We have about 204 members in our last initiative class, and this year we have about 175. So we really want members meeting each other in any possible way they can. And, you know, we do partnerships with social collaborations, such as, you know, partnering with our Park Natchitoches, which is one of our baseball and kickball parks in Natchitoches, and working with them. And then as our academic initiatives, we really partner with on-campus resources, you know, resume building. I know a lot of other chapters talked about doing that. We partner with our library. We partner with some of our different departments to, you know, make sure our students are getting all the academic resources they possibly can get while they're in college and while they're in Alpha Lambda Delta throughout their 4 years. So going into specifics, talking about some of our service initiatives, you know, we do different things, of course, all around campus, all around our community, and even outside of our community. So one of our biggest things that we did, so Louisiana was hit by Hurricane Laura, and it hit Southwest Louisiana pretty badly. And so one of the things we did, as, you know, to give back to the McNeese State University and to kind of form that brotherhood and that sisterhood between not only organizations down there, but also just universities in general, we did a campus-wide partnership to do a resource drive to send down there. So we worked as widely as things with athletics. We worked with student government. We worked with our first year experience office, which surrounds around, you know, freshman participation, which is what Alpha Lambda Delta is, a first year honor society. We worked with our president's leadership program. So in order to really give back to McNeese and to make sure that they had the resources they needed in order to continue from this awful hurricane, we got every aspect of campus, and that was making connections. That was seeing who was interested. That was really working together to get the whole campus to come together and get different things that they needed. Another one we talked about in the introduction was our eLab Butterfly Garden. And in that aspect, we partner with our university elementary lab school on Northwestern State University's campus. We actually have a full elementary, a full middle, and a full high school, which makes it perfect for us to partner with different groups and get a really round group of students, whether that be an older group or younger group with the ages. So we work with our eLab, their Butterfly Garden. This is their on-hands learning, and they always need help. They need digging, they need planting, they need soil, they need different things like that. So not only have we formed a very strong bond with them just through working with them, but we've also formed strong bonds with our Student Government Association, as well as our Presidential Leadership Program, because that is a big project. They always need our help, and they're always willing to receive our help. One way that we really got involved with both of these projects, the resource drive as well as the Butterfly Garden, is through understanding that they needed somebody, or our advisor bringing it to our attention, and then us going out, getting hands-on, getting our hands dirty, and them saying, y'all come back. Like, we want y'all to come back, and we want y'all to keep serving with us. Some of our other service initiatives that we've done through partnerships are our ALD's Veterans Day program, and we did that with the Shreveport Veterans Home, our NSU Food Pantry, which is for students by students on our campus, you know, donating coordinating things. Kappa events, some of our creative and performing arts groups, they always need help filling things and, having ushers for their events. And it's really a two-way thing because they get to have their events to the fullest of their ability, and we get to experience something that our university really dives deep into is our creative and performing arts. We also have Reading on the River for our literacy programs. Pitchforks for Pencils is a really big one we do with our Freshman Connection or our Freshman Orientation program, where freshmen come in and they actually can bring pencils, erasers, notebooks, things like that, and they can donate that to the schools in Natchitoches Parish. So that's a really unique thing that we have at Northwestern State University is our ability to actually work with something as big as our Freshman Orientation program and incorporate a service aspect into it. And then our last one is New Student Convocation, where we have our entire freshman class come. It's usually about, I think it was 900 this year, and that's a lot of students and a lot of seating. And of course, COVID's made it difficult. So we've had our members really come out and help seating, help make sure everybody's comfortable, different things like that, enforce the mask mandate. And over and all, a lot of these things that we do, similar to New Student Convocation, similar to the Butterfly Garden, is us going out, serving, loving it, and the Natchitoches community and serving the Natchitoches community, and them asking us to come back. So that's how we've created a lot of our partnerships as far as service.
All right, I'm going to elaborate more on some academic collaborations that we do. We have our annual NSU Grad Fest, which we host in our ballroom, and it's a lot of things that the grads need to get done right before they graduate. So we partner with our NSU Alumni Association, and we have our little booth where they can come get their cords and pay for it and make sure they have their certificate in case they did not receive it at their initial induction. We also have Sleep Jeopardy and Sleep is Good program, which we partner with our psychology department with. One thing that's really cool is we've gotten to watch this project grow over the last couple of years because it originally started with collaboration of just the wellness center, or not wellness center, our wellness festival, but now we have created it to where we invite teachers from our psychology department to come speak at it, and we have an actual seminar, and a lot of students like to come, and then we play Sleep Jeopardy and have prizes, and it's all about calling them and being like, hey, can you go speak at it? And it's a great opportunity to have our resources like exposed. So other academic partnerships that we do is Leadership and Issue with our Student Government Association, and it's a bunch of panels that we invite people to come speak at, and it's a lot of collaboration with other programs programs at our school also. Our first year success series is a workshop. It's a bunch of workshops that we do with our resources to give the first year students and freshman students to know what they're getting into, what they have access to, and etc. We have Get Loud at the library, which is one thing that our school is a lot known for. We partner with our library and we just get loud. We have music playing, we have activities going, and it gets people out the house, it gets academics going, and it has everyone working together. And then we also invite Dave Kelly to do Confidence as a Leader speaker series, which is one of my favorite that we host. And this year we did it over Zoom, which was really cool because we got to accommodate and still collaborate.
Okay, and I'm going to kind of elaborate more on our social events. So as you heard Grace and Anna talk about some of the events that we've hosted as Northwestern State ALD, on the picture you can actually see that's the very first partnership that we did this year. It's our Sophomore Breakfast Club. Our partnership is with Sodexo, which is actually our food service. And so that just goes into like how we serve food even in a pandemic, and it was able to get the sophomores involved because obviously ALD is a first year honor society for freshmen, but we still don't want to forget about our sophomores that were inducted the year before. We also, I'm so sorry. Okay, so we also do dog days with ALD. That's for Hope for Paws. That's with Hope for Paws, which is our nonprofit dog shelter on campus. We also use dog days to just encourage for midterms and encourage for finals. We also have listed NSU's, Crew of NSU, Pack the Pantry Bingo, ALD Rocks Prather. And for the ALD Rocks Prather, it was an initiative just to encourage students to come to our basketball games. That was with the Office of First Year Experience, which is over our freshman students. So ALD Rocks Prather, we actually donated a handcrafted NSU rocking chair, which was a really cool initiative for people to come out and come. One of my friends actually won it, and it sits in her house today. And I talked a little bit more about the Wellness Fest and how that is incorporated into our campus and how that is a university-wide collaboration. Some more things that Grace talked about was new student convocation, and that is also a huge thing that ALD does. Our NSU Family Day, Pizza with the President, which is a very important collaboration. Our university president has a really big part in ALD First Year Honor Society. And our last thing that we're talking about is our Winter Wonderland. That's with our University Programming Council. This last year, we actually painted rocks. So just to kind of like get people out, kind of just use something else to hang out as a group of students. In the next slide, I'm going to talk about our social media. These are our social media platforms. So our Twitter is ALD Northwestern State, and our Instagram is Northwestern State ALD. You can follow these to kind of see like some things that we post. We try and post each event that we host and just what like goes on, and then some of our members that are really involved. But thank you.
And that's all we have. So we hope y'all enjoyed. And if y'all have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat and we'll try to answer those as best as we can.
How did y'all get so close with the president for that social?
Good question.
I'll go ahead and answer that. So our president, Dr. Chris Magigo, he is very apparent in making himself present to students. He is on campus. He knows our names. Every time he meets you, hey, Grace, how are you doing? How are your parents? He's very, social and things like that. With every organization on Northwestern State University's campus. At the same time, we've also included him in several of our invitations. We send thank you notes. Dr. Maggio, would you like to come to our induction ceremony? So not only has he worked to present that relationship, but we've also worked on the Alpha Lambda Delta side to create that relationship with him by, like I said, inviting him to things. And he loves coming and being with students. So whenever he had the opportunity to not only be inducted as a member his first year of his presidency, but also to give back to our chapter. He's always a big supporter. He was more than willing, over the moon, to allow us to have that actually at his university house. So that's just a really great relationship we're very fortunate to have at Northwestern.
That's great. Can you elaborate a little more about the connection with the university's first year orientation program?
I'll take that one. So our first year experience office at Northwestern State University is basically the transition from recruiting to being a normal, like a full-time sophomore student, having everything under control. So the Office of First Year Experience puts on events for freshmen. They're there for freshmen, different things like that. And so we formed a partnership with them by allowing our First Year Honor Society and also them being the Office of First Year Experience. We kind of formed that partnership together to work with them on events. So if they ever have an event, they're like, hey, does Alpha Lambda Delta want to have a part in this event? And we're, of course, yes, over the moon. So we're very fortunate, again, that we have an office that is directed towards first year students, because of course that's our initiative as well, as to be for first year students. So we've really worked with them and created that bond, and it's taken, years to do it, but to really create that bond where we know we can work together and rely on each other through different things.
Awesome. And I think we have time for one more question. Can you explain a little bit more about the Pack the Pantry bingo event?
Yes, so our Pack the Pantry bingo is another university-wide collaboration. So in the beginning of your first week of college, so we don't just do a first week of events, we actually do a whole semester. So throughout the whole first couple weeks of your first semester of college, like Grace said, we host events from the First Year Experience office. So ALD actually was asked to donate and co-sponsor the event. So we would ask each organization that wanted to take part in this event to donate any kind of basket, any kind of like giveaway. And we actually played bingo in our alumni pavilion. And so it was all kinds of students, like you just had to RSVP and bring your ID. And we actually just played multiple rounds of bingo. We had a tons of gifts to give out. And so it was actually just a really good time. And it was for all students, not just freshmen, not just sophomores, but all students as a whole.
Fantastic. Okay, we got through, I think, most of the questions, so that was good. Northwestern State University, Natalee, Grace, and Anna, thank you so much for your time, your expertise, your sharing all this great information. Again, jot down notes if you want to connect with those three. Certainly follow them on their social media platforms if you are on social media, and follow up with them. They do some great initiatives and lots of partnerships. And, you know, the president question, you know, a lot of chapters, maybe they haven't even asked, you know, make sure you talk to your chapter advisor first before you start calling the president's office. But oftentimes it just takes an ask, and maybe they've never been asked before. So ask them to come to your ceremony, hopefully that you can have an in-person ceremony or just an event, and make sure that they know about Alpha Lambda Delta, and then they'll start supporting, hopefully. Make them an honorary member. Our honorary memberships are free. So talk to your advisor about that as well. So thank you again,